What's going on, y'all? Thank you for joining ZayyAfterDark yet again for another episode. I appreciate y'all for always coming back. Listen, if the quality's a little worse, listen, we're not recording in 4K. This is a webcam, but this should allow me to pump out videos a lot faster. But today, I want to talk about why it's so important to just get started. Why it's so important to just get started on the work, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a little story, I guess. So what would happen to me is I would try to do these to-do lists, and this came from like when I started my vision board 2024. I would do these to-do lists, right? And these to-do lists would have I would try to come up with a list of things to do to get closer to my goals, right? And I would run into this problem where I would find myself not knowing what to do, right? And a lot of us might think that the answer would be to do research. We got to research. Okay, let's search up how to do this or what's the first step to this. But what I think the problem is, and where the problem truly lies, is the fact that you don't have enough knowledge on what to do because you haven't done it yet. Now that sounds very stupid, but think about it like this, right? Let's say your goal is to become a big YouTuber. You're going to open your to-do list, right? And you're going to find yourself not knowing what to do. What do I need to do? Now, if you just do the work, which would be the important part, the most important part of becoming a YouTuber or a content creator is to post content. There's nothing more important than posting content. It doesn't matter about the editing. It doesn't matter about none of the admin work you do if you're not creating content. So let's say you focus and say, all right, day one, I'm going to commit to becoming a content creator and a big YouTuber. So your only focus is creating and posting content, right? As you create that content, you're going to realize, okay, it's hard to be consistent. That's when you have to find systems to be consistent. So you start understanding, okay, I need to come up with a plan and a schedule to where I can post my content, right? So you wouldn't have never figured that out had you not ran into those problems from trying to post the content. You're going to realize that maybe you don't like the way your videos are edited, or maybe your longer videos do better than your short videos. So you have to come up with long, engaging YouTube videos. So now that gives you something to do. Now you got to plan a longer, more engaging script for your YouTube videos. Again, it's something you never would have found out had you not posted those videos originally. You might find out that it might be a good idea to put different tags in your subscription because they do better. You might find it that when you put your overlay for your social media on your YouTube video, that it might do better in gaining traffic towards your social media accounts. You might find that YouTube Shorts helps you grow better because you posted one. So there's certain things you wouldn't understand until you do the work. I realized that you cannot chase being a busy individual. Rather, being a busy individual is something you grow into. So as you do one task comes with different complications and tasks that need to come after it. But you can only figure that out if you do that first initial task. Again, another example would be starting a business. When I applied for my LLC, I didn't know what were all the steps, right? But being that I went for my LLC, it told me basically every step I was missing, and I had to go back and finish that step so I can apply for my LLC and then get my EIN number. When I went to go open my bank account, I had to open a business bank account. I had to do this, and that. And these are all things I could have never planned to have done. It's just something that comes along with it. But I would have never understood that unless I took that first step. And that goes for anything. Anything you do, the only way you could gain a stronger insight on what needs to be done behind the scenes is if you actually do the most important action of the actual deal. So another example, I guess, would be if you're a basketball player. The only way you can figure out what you need to work on skill wise is by playing basketball. If you aren't playing basketball in real game settings, you will never understand what your lack is. Your defense lacking? Or can you not find a way to get past the defense? Maybe you need to work on your jumping ability. Maybe your shooting is lackluster. These are things you can only figure out if you're actually doing the most important task, which is playing basketball. So I want y'all to take that into consideration and think about that, and think about, are you doing the most important task? Are you focusing most of your time on the most important task, or are you trying to come up with too many side tasks? Focus on the main task and let everything else kind of come around it. It's all going to come in line. You're going to understand what needs to be done afterwards. But I hope that gave you guys a good insight. I appreciate y'all for joining me once again for another episode. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace out.